So right now we got to be excited about these Bitcoin charts. The charts are looking very similar to previous market cycles as far as the Bitcoin 4-year market cycles are going. A lot of people are saying that, hey, we are in a bear market because the stock market is dipping. Right now I want to talk to you guys about how we kind of called the stock market bounce for this week and what we need to see to continue this stock market bounce, and hopefully that plays out so we can continue this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market. And there's a whole bunch of other news that I want to talk to you guys about too, so let's just get right into the video. So first things first, this is the halving chart right here. These blue lines are the Bitcoin halving. So we got our next halving coming up next year in March sometime. We're getting very, very close to it. And there's usually run-ups leading up to that halving. So from the top to the bottom, it is a very similar amount of time as the previous halving cycle. And let me just zoom in on the Bitcoin chart and talk to you guys a little bit more about what I mean. When we zoom in right here on this weekly chart, we're well above this 200 moving average. We've been fighting with it for a long time. It's been getting on my nerves for a while now, but now that we're back above it, it's looking pretty good. But I'm getting a little bit more excited about what happened on this previous chart right here in a very similar pattern. We did have this COVID dump right here where things kind of got real sloppy for a couple weeks, but then recovered very fast once the stimulus started. But over here, it's looking like we do have a very similar pattern. This started the previous bull run, and the breakouts for this were, you know, crazy, and they lasted about a year in that uptrend. So hopefully that continues to play out. But a lot of people are saying, hey, this market right now, this bull market for Bitcoin is a fake rally. It is a fool's rally. People are going to lose a lot of money, and that could still play out. But for me, as long as we're holding above first 33, we got to hold 33 first, but majorly we got to hold this 30K, let's call it 30,300 level. We start dropping below that 30,300 level, it's looking real ugly. Now a lot of people are saying we're going down because of stock markets, but would you look at this? The stock market had itself a nice bounce on this red line that we put in last week, which was basically just the previous resistance. Right now I wanted to bounce on that. We need to retest that anyway in the long term, so we wanted to see if that retest. So this white line right here is the line that everybody was pretty much saying was all doom and gloom, and we can even zoom it up a little bit, but everybody was saying it was a doom and gloom for this line. But we are getting back above it. We need to close above this line badly for this week. We start dropping below this line for the stock market, it could look very bad. It wants to go down here and retest this 200 moving average. It really wants to retest that moving average, but let's just hope it just bounced on support, because once it retests that, that is a very bearish scenario. When we look at this DJI, got a lot closer to it, put itself hey, higher lows. As long as we got them higher lows, let's be excited about that. But this was the major one that we were talking about right here. This is the indicator that we've been watching lately, which is the DJT, the Dow Jones Transportation Index. It bounced on its 200 moving average, which it typically does, which is also major support that it's been bouncing on, you know, for about a year now. So it bounced there. That's very good. Over here you can see it was fighting with the 200 moving average, beat it, popped up, and down here also same thing. This was the COVID time right here, got itself a nice cup and handle, and even went higher. So this thing is actually trending higher. Unless we get some major black swan news, which we haven't had any yet, then things can look pretty good for these charts right here. It actually looks good on these charts, like, you know, it's good to say. Now $900 billion asset manager prepares to launch crypto ETFs for investors in Europe. This is dope. DWS Group is launching their own ETF. Now I'm bringing this up just to say, like, if you're in the US, like, think outside the box. Everybody's going to be launching ETFs. Everybody's going to be trying to get their hands on some of this limited amount of cryptocurrencies are out there. If those cryptos are good cryptos, of course, and they have limited supplies and people want to get those supplies, it's going to cause these prices to go up, especially when these, you know, the big boys start getting in and investing. So Sam Bankman-Fried found guilty. Of course, we knew he was going to get found guilty. I'm going to just call him the fall guy, because I think maybe there's probably about 50 people who deserve to be found guilty and deserve to be on trial and deserve to be thrown in jail, because the amount of money that they're moving in and the way things are working over there are multiple people who knew what was going on. There should be at least, there got to be at least 50 of them who need to be in jail for real. Especially the accountants and all that. PayPal says it has been subpoenaed by the SEC. You can't compete with the dollar. That's the rules. Like, that's what we found out so far. You start competing with the dollar, it is a problem for the SEC and the US regulators, because look, if you just have a stable coin and you say, hey, it's backed by dollars, then they can't, there's no way for them to kind of manage how many dollars you have backing that stable coin yet, making it very easy for you to counterfeit money. So that's why they need to do this type of stuff. So it's not always hate on the SEC. Stablecoins is something that it needs to be regulated and it needs to be controlled, because we already seen problems with that with like Tether and stuff, where we had to like make sure they actually had the stablecoins back in them, which, you know, we've seen other things like Luna go up because of stablecoins as well. Argon Association to dissolve. So this kind of sucks, because this is an association for a decentralized project that is dissolving, and the project is pretty much gone up in flames. And one of the main reasons why is because of the tokenomics. So I bring this up to talk about the tokenomics a little bit. You got to make sure who's holding the tokens that you're invested in. Are the community holding those tokens? I mean, especially if it's a decentralized currency. If it's a decentralized currency, then a lot of those tokens have to be in the community, and that's why people like airdrops so much. Another reason why people like airdrops so much, you know, I talked about this token on this channel, that's also why I'm bringing it up, but I stopped talking about the token because I did see it pivot in what it was actually building, and I don't really like that. I don't really like that super hard pivot for cryptocurrency projects. So let me know what you guys think about this entire market right now. What do you guys think about the Bitcoin charts? What do you guys think about the news that we talked about? Leave me a comment in the comment box of any questions or any things you may have. Check out my Telegram group. And if you enjoyed the content, like the video, thank you guys for watching the video. Y'all think positive, and positive things will happen. RIP to crypto roots. And remember, never finish a negative statement about currency. Till next time, peace.